What's good, y'all? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a denim brush and use that same denim brush to create some denim jeans in Procreate using my supply pack. So be sure to follow along and let's jump right into it. First things first, let's go ahead and create a new canvas. Our new canvas is going to be at 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels. Let's go ahead and press this check. Now what we want to do is locate some kind of straight line flat brush. I'm going to go to the classic Procreate brushes, find the monoline brush. It's going to be in calligraphy. Then once we have that, I'm going to turn my canvas on kind of like a diamond angle. Once we have it like that, we can go for a size of about 35. I think that looks pretty good. Then once we have that selected, I'm going to draw a straight line across the diagonal. As we see, that's just one line on the layer. Once I draw that straight line out, I'm just going to duplicate it, then move it over slightly to the left, leave a little bit of space in between. Now I'm just gonna rinse and repeat this method by duplicating these lines, moving them slightly over, just kind of filling out this side. I'm just gonna speed through this quickly. We should have one side done like that. Now to get this other side, we just want to duplicate this group that we created. And we're just going to rotate it a couple times until it gets to that other side. And now what I want to do is merge these two groups. And I'm going to go up to the adjustments. And then I'm going to go to noise. We see if we drag all the way to the right at 300%, it'll really fill in with all these pixelated little white edges. That's kind of the look we're going for. But for this tutorial, we're going to be going for a noise scale of about 210. Make sure we're on our billows section at the bottom. We're going to up this to 40. We see that the scale is what is increasing that noise that we created. We're going to leave the octaves at 0. And our turbulence at 70, I think looks fine. Now that we have this pattern texture kind of going on, we're gonna go to the basic Procreate brushes. We're gonna locate the diagonal brush. So that's gonna be in our textures. We have the diagonal. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Just make sure that we have our canvas copied. And then we're gonna go back to our diagonal brush that we just created. Now that we're in our brush studio, we want to go ahead and edit the grain, import our texture. It should look like that. We can press this check button now. From now that we're in our brush studio, we can make a couple quick edits just to really get this brush we need it. We'll turn the spacing down from 9% to about 2%. Stabilization can stay the same, taper, same, fine. Shape is fine. Our grain, of course, we just edited that. Make sure that we're set to texturized. We can up the scale here. I think we can leave our scale at about 15%. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and select our denim brush, find a nice blue color, kind of color in. That's kind of how it would show up in a pattern. I think that looks pretty nice. Now that we have this texture, what we can do is go ahead and throw this on a mockup. Let's jump right into that. So now what we want to do is find some kind of mockup. So I'm going to go to Quattro's Bottoms mockups to see what we got. So I think I'm just going to grab the baggy jeans front mockup. I'm also going to pull up a drawing guide as well. And then we're just going to tap one time, drop our mockup down, transform this to the size that we want it to be. So now that we have our mockup, let's go ahead and duplicate that. We can call this upper one our outline layer. We can go ahead and lock our outline. And then we're going to create a new layer, then find just some kind of base gray color, drop that down. Just make sure that's underneath all of our layers. And we're going to merge these two together. We can call this our color layer. Then we're going to go to our selection tool, automatic selection, just tap outside of our mockup. It should change the color slightly. We're just going to drag that right off of our screen now. So now what we can do is go ahead and create a new layer, set this to clipping mask, and we're gonna call this our denim layer. I'm just gonna do a blue in this area, make sure this is set to clipping mask, and then we're just gonna go through after we have our color selected, color right onto this gray kind of base we have set up. So as we see, it's already getting some nice texture onto these jeans. This is just the base, of course, that we're gonna build upon. Also, what you can do if you want to is go to your color layer and then the adjustments, brightness, you can kind of tweak, to get it a little bit brighter. But if you want lighter wash jeans or some darker wash jeans, that's kind of how you'd approach that. I think I'm gonna up it a little bit to just get a slightly lighter wash going. So I think I'm gonna up it to 70. I think that looks pretty nice so far. Start adding in the shadows. So in order to add some shadows in, we wanna go to Quattro's brushes, locate the acid wash 1 brush or any kind of big soft brush will work as well. But we're on our shadows layer. Also make sure we're set to drawing assist. We have our drawing guide set up to so that'll make everything pretty simple with adding these shadows in. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the opacity already to 65% for now. Start adding in some shadows around the edges. It's okay to kind of be a little heavy because you can go back through and tweak and edit these shadows. So I usually like to go through and add in some big blocky parts to really build that out at first. Okay. So now that I have that, what I want to do is just kind of erase, soften some of that up some, just so it looks a little bit more realistic. While we're adding in our shadows, I'm just going to go through adding a couple of the minor details as well. So after we have our shadows done, what I want to do is create a new layer. This is going to be our texture layer. For the texture, I want to find the rough wash brush, again from Quatro's brushes. What I want to do is select some kind of blue color. I think this one looks pretty nice. Make sure this is also selected to drawing assist. From here, I'm just gonna start kind of coloring in very lightly though, just giving it some additional texture. As you see, it's already kind of picking up some of that. That's looking pretty good so far. I'll do like a lighter white in some areas as well, so like some around this knee area, a little bit around the thighs as well. This is kind of, you can get as creative as you want with it. I'm gonna add one more texture layer. This one is gonna have like a slight mud wash kind of vibe to it, so we can see what that looks like, and just kind of pushing, pulling, erasing in certain point, you know, what kind of looks nice. I think that looks pretty good so far. Also, what I want to do is add in some more blues just to kind of create a little bit more contrast from these jeans. This will just be like a deeper blue. This will kind of just be a little bit more of that base texture underneath to really make sure that any fading and anything stands out on top of the jeans. And on top of all of this, what we can do is go back through, find our denim brush that we created, and then just add in some more denim texture. And that denim texture will just kind of like subdue all of the progress that we just made. So what we can do is tweak the layer styles. So you can do some kind of screens, color dodges. Soft light looks pretty good here. I think we're gonna stick with this soft light. It's really building up that denim texture. It's looking really nice so far. We're just kind of building up with a bunch of different texture layers. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit messy. But you can go through and name these layers as well. So I have a couple textures just playing around with the different colors. Also, what I want to do, since we're kind of distressing wearing in these jeans, is add in a rip. So what I want to do to add that rip in is just go to the Quatro's brushes, add in the Rip 1 brush. Make sure this is selected to white. I'm just gonna tap down once on our screen. So kind of like a knee blowout kind of thing going on. Kind of adjust that to size, warp it a little bit. So now what I want to do really quick to really make this blowout look realistic is add a new layer, drop like a dark blue color behind it, so it should look something like that. We're just gonna merge this rip and that color layer that we just created, do our selection in the same way we did our mock-up. We're just gonna tap outside of it, make sure it looks something like that so we can adjust our threshold. But we wanna keep these white strings as white as possible. So now that we can take all this excess, drag it right off our screen, it leaves us with just this kind of dark patch in it. Now we can go through, make this a little bit darker if we want to. I'm just gonna mess around with the layer modes here. For this, I want to use overlay, so it kind of fades in a little bit. So another quick thing that we can do while we're making these jeans is, while we're set up on this drawing guide, we can create a new layer, set it to drawing assist. We can create like a double knee kind of jean just to add some extra detail to these pants that we're creating. I'm going to be using the double plain stitch brush now. It's pretty easy to make the double knee. So what we want to do is find a good place to start at, and then we're going to draw a straight line down to where we want the panel to end at, and then just kind of draw out like a basic rectangle at the bottom. Then once we get to right about around this area, what we want to do is draw a straight line, like maybe halfway to the pocket area. Then from here, we're just gonna create a curve. So now we see that we created this nice double knee very quickly. These jeans are really kind of coming to life as we see. Now what I wanna do is add in some hardware just to really emphasize these panels that we just created. So let's do like a light gray brush, go to our gemstones from Quatro's brushes or any kind of circle brush, then just tap down on our screen just to really emphasize some of these points while keeping it pretty subtle. I'm also gonna go through and add in some hardware in those couple places, but I think these look pretty good so far. So for jeans, generally, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of textures, a lot of layers, a lot of pushing, pulling. So I'm just gonna go back through and kind of go through these layers, just kind of building out, you know, how we created this design all together. So again, we started with our base color. We did start with that gray, but I ended up changing it to like this ivory white color. And then on top of that, we added in our first denim. So that denim was just a light kind of color. So we started with a dark base, and then we kind of started overlaying some lighter textures on top of that, and finished it off with a slight little muddy wash, and then added in some more denim texture on top of that just to really, you know, bring that home, and throw some shadows on as well. From here's when we started adding in some of those details. So we added in the knee blowout, from then the double knee panels as well, and all of the hardware to go along with that. Yeah, generally that's how I'd go about creating some jeans. It'll be the same kind of principles for creating a denim jacket, a work jacket, any kind of denim pieces. It's very helpful if you have some kind of reference that you're looking at. You know, that would definitely help. Any kind of jeans in your closet or maybe something off Pinterest will definitely help create realistic textures, build up from there as well. And yeah, if you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The supply pack and other products of mine are available now on my website at quatrosupply.com. So definitely be sure to check that out. And there's a lot we didn't get to go over today, so make sure to leave a comment of what you want to see more of, and I got y'all with that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.